Good evening everybody, Cam Biker here in Danny's Den. Good evening everybody, Cam Biker here in Danny's Den. Danny G 1980, there he is. And we're here tonight to do tyre changes because Danny's seen me do a tyre change. He says it's far too complicated and expensive and he's got a better way of doing it.
Being a Yorkshireman.
Being a Yorkshireman, yeah, proper Yorkshireman. I should have brought my flat cap. There, Graham. So this is going to be the Maverick way. I can't think of the word, not commando, that's something to do with underwear. But this is going to be the cheap Yorkshireman's way, wearing pants, of changing a tyre. And I heartily do not recommend this approach.
At all.
Ever. Right, Danny, so step one is deflating the old tyre. I would normally get the valve core removal tool, remove the valve core, allow... No.
What's that for?
Alright, okay.
All old tyres have got plugs in. Find an old plug, screwdriver in tyre, and it's out.
What you're suggesting there is that if you've never punctured your tyre, before you change it, you should go out and get a puncher.
Yes. Nail, screw, anything.
Whatever you've got lying around on the garage floor.
Whatever's there.
just ride over it.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Thanks very much. That's
Wonderful.
step one, everyone. Alright, Danny, so we're now completely deflated, aren't we?
Completely deflated.
And the tyre is as well. This entire video is going to feel like an outtake. So what's step two?
So step two is obviously breaking the bead.
Okay.
Which actually isn't step two.
Right, okay, so what is step two?
Removing the tyre without removing the bead.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So we go back to my council estate days and we take a Stanley knife, trusty Stanley knife,
Right.
We've got the wall of the tyre. We proceed to slice through the wall of the tyre all the way around on this side, and as you can see, trusty Stanley knife, straight through like it's butter. None of this, oh, the steel will reinforce it and stop it going through. Stanley knife goes straight through it.
I have to admit we've been using this Stanley knife earlier as well, and I think it's a Yorkshireman Stanley knife.
Yeah, it's 2 years old.
And so is the blade.
Clean the rust off with Harpic, like all people do on YouTube.
Just a small reminder that in no way do I endorse this method whatsoever.
Do not make me laugh while using a deadly weapon.
Danny Nine Fingers there. Sorry, Tosh. I'm sorry. He made me do it. He's got a knife. You're breathing quite heavy there, Danny.
Just a bit.
You've got a sheen to you there, Danny.
This is true Yorkshire blood. Clear and salty.
I have nothing to add.
So,
Step
tyre
three.
removal. Done. Wonderfully done. That's where my old puncture repair was, that I popped through.
Have you noticed now as well that you've now got a low profile tyre, which is something a lot of people like?
Yeah. Excellent for planters because there's more room for flowerage. Just to note, these are the stop and go plugs. And I don't know if you'll be able to see in the light, but that's how they seat once you've put them in.
So that one, you can actually see how it's melted in, can't you?
Yeah.
That one, not so much.
No, that's the one I've just pushed through. So this one, it'll probably be easier if I push it through the other side, but you can see it seats itself pretty well.
So that's the mushroom style, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. 4 next. This is the first time I've ever seen a tyre removed before you break the bead, but you know, we're going with it. Alright Danny, so, step 4.
Breaking the bead. So, obviously, we can't use it the traditional way.
Of pushing on the tyre.
Of pushing on the tyre.
I mean, we can push on the tyre, look.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening.
Don't work. So this is where skill comes into it.
Oh, well, that's us naked.
So what we are now going to do is, as you can see, we have the inside of the wheel. And you can clearly see where the metal bead is on the inside, not so much on the outside, because it's seated well in.
Yeah.
So we have a small tool.
Bead.
We have a small tool to release the bead. It's a small spinning disc that may cut through metal.
I don't know if I've mentioned this. Don't do this.
So we have the trusty angle grinder. So it's going to make a bit of noise. I'm just going to turn the angle grinder on.
What are you doing?
Now, I'm not saying what Danny's about to do is dangerous, but so Danny, step 4.
I'm still laughing. I can't laugh while I'm doing this. So step 4
Step 4 is
removing the bead.
okie dokie.
So I'm going to cheat slightly and find where I've cut the tyre the lowest, which is probably about here. And then make loads of noise.
I'm quite scared. Angle grinder through rubber. It's not the nicest smell in the world. So what are you doing now then?
So all I'm doing now is I've gone part the way through, so I'm just going to cut some more of the rubber, and as you could see from the sparks, if it was recording what I was doing,
Oh, it was.
you would be able to see that I was already through to the bead. So all I'm doing
those
is...
sparks were the metal of the bead,
Yes.
not the metal of the wheel.
Not the big hole in the wheel, no.
No.
Which
You sure?
Which I will... If there is a hole, I will repair it later, and I'll do a how-to of how to repair the hole in the wheel. So once you've cut through a bit more, you can see that I've pretty much gone through the rubber, and the bead sits just in there.
Do you know what I really like about this? You're doing this as an instructional.
Please don't do this.
As I've mentioned before, please don't do this. Most of those sparks were not wheel.
So now I'm most of the way through of the bead. Just a screwdriver. Go along the side, just lightly tap it through, and it will sit itself at the other side, and because of the pressure, there it is, because of the pressure, when the bead pops, you'll hear it pop.
So what you're saying is...
You won't, because the angle grinder broke.
So to protect the wheel, you're hammering a screwdriver into it.
Perfect. That's all you need to do. This is where I just do it a bit at a time. Yeah, you see, you can see it now. So if I use the Stanley knife now. You go so far. You can see the bead there, look. See the bead? Just there. So the bead's just popped, which our candid cameraman managed to miss by about 5 seconds.
I was quite scared.
So once the bead has popped, you can see that you can just pull this out and cut through the remainder and pop it apart. Bead
What you should have said
removed.
is, this is not cut through at all. I've just pulled it apart with my brute force strength, commando style.
And now, the other side. Breaking a bead with your hand.
Macho man.
Done. do, 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 do. Mah, 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 mah.
You see, this is what happens when you breathe too many burning rubber fumes. We've just taken 5 minutes out to record a sensible video on changing the valves on a motorbike tyre or motorbike wheel. Feel free to watch that one, and I do recommend you do that one yourself. This one, we're now going to carry on with. Don't do this at home. Please, don't do this at home. Do you think I've said that enough yet?
I think so. But don't do it in my house either.
Okay, Danny.
Yes.
Step 6. What's step 6, please?
So step 6 is we are now on to putting the new prickly rubber on the wheel.
Alrighty.
That does not have a hole in it from the angle grinder because I welded it back up. So it's safe to use at any speed because I've just used one of those Mighty Mig things. It'll be fine.
It was a soldering iron and a bit of gaffer tape.
I don't do anything professionally at all. I do what saves money, gets the job done.
Woo, Yorkshire!
Unfortunately, Richard is going to tell me that I have to use sugar soap.
Tyre soap.
Tyre soap.
Not sugar soap.
Not sugar soap, because that's from me decorating.
That's what you'd want to use.
So instead, what I would have used is mountains and mountains of fairy liquid.
Good and salty.
Good and salty, just like Tosh 23 loves. Mountains of fairy liquid to mount a tyre. Can't beat it.
Tosh does not think that. Do not associate that with me, Tosh, please. That was Danny.
Sometimes something is so wrong, it's right. Ta-da!
Or other times, it's just really, really wrong. At least I'll say one thing, Danny. At least after all of that, it's the next step that's really wrong.
So this is me trying to do something correctly because Richard's made me do it this way.
I wouldn't go as far as saying this is correct.
This is what Richard's made me do.
What you're saying is, if you crash now, it's my fault because of the tyre soap.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, I can live with that. Okay, Danny, this is step
Something.
12T.
Something like that, yeah.
So what are we doing now?
So now we're actually going to seat the tyre within the last bit of the rim. So we've done the other side, tyres on, nice and simple. Now we are going to get this part on, which a lot of people would use one of those fandangled expensive machines. For me, good old Yorkshire tools, my hands and my knees,
Bumps of
and
days.
possibly other things as well.
But don't get them trapped in the bead.
So it's just about brute strength,
This is the
manoeuvring
real
tyre.
reason I won't do it this way, as I have no brute strength.
So we're just moving it round. So you'll get it to go so far, and then it'll start popping out of its own accord, simply because it wants to. Because tyres are nasty like that. So the first lot of tools that we're going to use, trusty pieces of wood. Don't leave home without them. Fix many things, as good as gaffer tape. So we start by chocking these in. At various points around the tyre, and you get your next one ready. Best tool of all, forgot to mention this, you will need some leverage. For my purpose I use a very light crowbar. I have protected myself somewhat by putting some nasty electrical tape on the end that's coming out. Before anybody says anything, I will be getting these wheels powder coated in the future.
You'll have to.
So you just do a little bit at a time. Slide that over. Just move this one round. Chock that in. See where this is going. See, look, tyre's almost on. Almost on. And we just keep moving round, feeling happy with ourselves that we've saved ourselves 10 quid.
That's 2 pints and a pot of tea though, isn't it?
It is. Oh, oh, oh. Done. Chocks out.
Trucks away!
No damage to the rim. And if there was, all that nasty soap's just wiped it away.
There's no wrong with that, so.
Tyre mounted.
Do we need to seat the bead?
Yeah, we do.
So we need one more tool.
This is so scary. Richard is in control of where we go. And I can't even stop and lead the way because I'm in the passenger seat. Ah!
I would give him a hand with this, but yeah, I'm on videoing duty.
Well, I said you came round to help me.
Yeah. So Danny, step 713 to 12.
Seating the bead.
Ooh.
Ooh. And just for information, the £12 RAC, very small, that fits quite neatly under my seat, air compressor, will not seat a bead on a tyre.
Even if you spend half an hour using it.
So we've come to trusty Morrison's.
Whoop, 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 whoop. It worked. Now quick, we've only got 120p. Get on the other tyre.
Seat the other one. Come on.
It's going up.
Right, let's let the air out. Oh! Oh!
Well, there you go, 40p tyre change, twice as much as we expected. Thanks for watching everyone, ride safe, and we'll talk to you again soon.